I want to share with you a few cargo van business loans that will actually revolutionize your business this year. And so here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So if you're thinking about the cargo van business loans that actually are very generous this year, think first about Balboa Capital. I mean, we love Balboa. And with Balboa Capital, you actually get same day funding. So that's really good. I mean, they actually, with Balboa Capital, you can borrow up to $500,000 for your cargo van business. That's kind of cool because whether you have one vehicle or a fleet of vehicle, you are actually able to borrow a lot of cash for not only a vehicle financing, but also for your cargo van business operation, like the back office. You can actually hire more people, more drivers, more like you can do a lot of things. You can actually engage better with dispatchers and freight brokers. So that's kind of cool. You can also finance your availability on load boards. So that's really fantastic. What we love about Balboa Capital is the flexibility. I mean, can you imagine? They will consider a FICO score minimum of 580 all the way to 620. So that's kind of cool. Minimum FICO score 580 to 620. Fantastic. And what we love about the Balboa Capital also is that they have actually a convenient online application process. As a matter of fact, they are actually able to pre-qualify you. So that's kind of cool. So you have the possibility to have a soft pull process. And if you like whatever offers they actually give you, you'll go through a hard pull. But again, the bottom line is you have Balboa Capital has been in business for many years now. And the company is actually a division of Ameris Bank, so which is actually a great player when it comes to financing the cargo vans. And again, they are also Balboa Capital is also present when it comes to cargo van leasing also. So if you don't want to buy the van, they actually will help you lease it. So that's kind of cool. Okay. And what we love is, remember, $500,000. Okay. Now the only thing is that Balboa Capital is not really transparent when it comes to pricing. They don't tell you the interest rates. They don't tell you actually the repayment terms. They don't tell you there's a lot of stuff that they don't tell you that all the rivals actually tell you. Okay. Now there is a minimum of 1 year in business required for you to qualify for this cargo van business loan. The other player I want to share with you, if you're thinking about cargo van business loans, Bank of America. Now, Bank of America is actually great if you already have an existing relationship with this bank. That's really good. I mean, Bank of America doesn't require that you have a preliminary relationship with them, but it really will help if you already have an existing relationship with them. Okay, with the Bank of America, there is no maximum loan amount. I mean, Balboa Capital has a maximum loan amount of $500,000. Bank of America actually has a minimum, and the minimum is $25,000. The maximum, based on our calculation and based on our investigations, is $10 million. So if you are listening to me right now and you're thinking about getting a cargo van business loan from a reputable lender, and you already have an existing relationship with Bank of America, give them a try. And the cool thing about Bank of America is that they do not actually, they don't really pay attention to your credit score, because the loan by itself is actually collateralized, right? If you were to actually finance a cargo van through Bank of America, they know that the loan is collateralized. So the vehicle is actually the collateral for the loan. Okay, and Bank of America actually offers loans and leases for cargo vans, sprinter vans, also a box truck. And so that's kind of cool. But minimum is $25,000. Maximum is not disclosed, but based on our investigation, $10 million. And you actually may receive repayment terms of up to 5 years when you secure your loan with business assets. And fixed interest rates start at around 6% for well-qualified customers. So that's kind of cool. Now, the only thing is there are some states where Bank of America will require actually 1 year in business, 1 to 2 years in business. Okay, so if you're a startup, you may not qualify for this business loan. And also, they also may ask you to have at least $250,000 in annual business revenue required. But this requirements can actually be waived if you have an existing relationship with the Bank of America. So not only in terms of checking accounts, but also savings account and so on and so forth, and even merchant services. Next, I want to share with you the third player when it comes to cargo van business loans with a large, with very generous repayment window. We have here KAG Truck Capital. Now, don't actually listen to the word the truck. They actually will finance you even if you are not, if you are buying a, let's say a cargo van, they will finance you, not a problem. Okay. And so what we love about KAG Truck Capital is that basically they will cater to borrowers with good or bad credit. Doesn't matter to a CAG. Okay, if you are eligible for financing, you may be able to use a CAG Truck Capital loan to purchase a new or used cargo van or of any make or model. And the cool thing is that you can actually qualify for a larger amount depending on your past history, your past relationship with CAG Truck Capital. Okay, and so what we love about this lender is that they will work with you despite your multiple credit challenges, like bankruptcy filings included. However, you can't really do anything until you call CAG Truck Capital. I mean, the number is 1-800-932-CASH. Again, 1-800-932-CASH, and have a conversation with them, okay, and ask them what they can what you can qualify for. And you do have startup funding options, so that's kind of cool. If your business is one day old or 1 month old, you can still qualify for a cargo van business loan through a KAG Truck Capital. And so also financing is available for high mileage vehicles, so that's kind of cool. So I mean, a lot of lenders don't like to finance high mileage vehicles, but KAG Truck Capital doesn't have a problem with that. Okay. And one thing I want to say here is that what we don't like with this lender is that the funding process may take a while. So if you apply, you have to be patient because they can take anywhere from 3 days all the way to 21 days to actually release the funds. I mean, not just releasing the funds, but actually reviewing the application. Even though the average we have seen is actually 1 week, something to really keep in mind. Next, I want to share with you U.S. Bank. So if you're thinking about cargo van business loans, I want you to think about U.S. Bank. Now, kind of similar to Bank of America, it really helps if you have an existing relationship with the U.S. Bank because U.S. Bank is very quote unquote territorial. They like to actually work with their own. And so this bank is really good. Now, U.S. Bank doesn't have the same the same comprehensiveness as Bank of America because U.S. Bank is primarily a regional bank. But hey, listen, it's still a big player anyway. And so U.S. Bank is very generous. They issue cargo van business loans of up to $1 million. And eligible borrowers can receive as much as 125% financing. So that's kind of cool because what happens here is that you are able to preserve your cash, your cash flow. And you also have extra funding available to cover costs like taxes, installation fees, and freight charges. So that really tells you because those charges, by the way, taxes, installation fees, and freight charges, they can be capitalized. So basically, they can be added to the cost of the vehicle so that you can actually amortize those costs over the life of the loan. So that's kind of cool. And you may be able to get a cargo van business loan with no down payment through a U.S. Bank. And so that's kind of cool. We love that a lot. And one thing I need to also add is that repayment terms range from 24 to 60 months or longer, depending on the relationship you have with U.S. Bank. And what we love about U.S. Bank also is that it allows you to pre-qualify for a cargo van business loans of up to $500,000. So that's kind of cool. I mean, you have a lot of flexibility there. Okay, think about it. Now, the only drawbacks that we don't like with the U.S. banks is that the only drawbacks are that basically they want you to have at least 2 years in business. U.S. Bank does not disclose they do not publicly disclose the APR. So you got to be if you are a customer, they will show you the APR, And also the credit requirements are not disclosed. So this could be a little problematic because you do not want to be surprised, you know. If you're thinking about the cargo van business loans of the year, I want you to think about CFF. So CFF stands for Commercial Fleet Financing, and this is a great player. And they'll take care of you. They're really fast. Now they're not as generous as a U.S. Bank or Balboa Capital or even Bank of America for that matter. But listen, they're still good anyway. I mean, CFF will qualify you for a maximum of $150,000. So if you want to actually finance your cargo van, your cargo van business, you will love CFF Commercial Fleet Financing, maximum loan amount $150,000. So that's kind of cool. And what we love about this lender is that you might actually even sign a loan agreement without a personal guarantee. So that's kind of cool. And so that's really good. So you have funding in as little as 24 hours. Some loans may require a personal guarantee, by the way, though. So this is something to really think about. And you have credit approval as soon as 2 hours after your application. So CFF is really fast in making sure that they are underwriting loans like cargo van business loans as soon as possible. So we love that a lot. One thing I want to say here is that CFF will look at your geography. They'll start paying attention to your geography to make sure that you are in quote unquote the right geography for them for your cargo van business loan, okay, to be approved real fast. I mean, for example, what we have seen, I mean, there's no proof, but we have seen this just empirically in our research that if you don't leave, if your business does not operate in the continental USA, then you have fewer chances of being approved. Like if you are in Alaska or Hawaii, you have fewer chances of being approved. Okay, but again, this is based on our empirical data. We have not received the proof from CFF that's the case, but that's what we have seen in reality, like in practice. That's what we have seen. But maximum loan amount here when it comes to a cargo van business loan from CFF, $150,000. And CFF is actually they actually finance all kinds of vehicles. Semi-truck, trailers, box trucks, cargo vans, construction vehicles, and more. So that's kind of cool. Next, I want to share with you First Capital Business Finance. So if you're looking for the best cargo van business loans this year, I want you to think about First Capital Business Finance. And this is a wonderful player. And what we love about this First Capital Business Finance is that they actually cater to everybody. I mean, if you are a startup, they will cater to you, not a problem. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And they will give you maximum $100,000. It's a little disappointing in our view because $100,000 when all the other players are giving you up to $10 million. You know, that's a little disappointing. But hey, listen, this is really good. And First Capital Business Finance doesn't place year or mileage restrictions on vehicle purchases, and you may actually qualify for financing with no money down. So that's kind of cool. And First Capital Business Finance is actually primarily an online lender. So if you're looking for a cargo van business loan, this lender may be good for you because as an online lender, their administrative costs are, by default low. And so that's kind of cool. And First Capital also offers loans if your credit score is as low as 540. So if you're looking for a cargo van business loan and your credit score is like 540 minimum, you will love it. And so we love the fact that, as I said a little earlier, like 2 minutes ago, First Capital Business Finance does not place mileage or vehicle restrictions on its loan process. So that's really good in terms of flexibility, especially if you want to finance multiple vehicles. So long story short, with First Capital Business Finance, you may qualify with bad credit, and startups in business for less than 2 years may qualify for up to $49,000. So you can actually acquire maybe 2 or 3 cargo vans. That's kind of cool. And also there are no down payment options. Okay. Now the maximum loan amount, remember this is $100,000. The APRs are not disclosed, so this could be a surprise, a bad surprise, if you will, because the APR might be really high. And also the repayment terms are not disclosed, but based on our research, it's actually 5 years. 5 years. If you're looking for the best cargo van business loans this year, I want you to think about the national funding. And what we love about national funding is that you have a player that has been in business for many years now, that a lot of customers know, that has a proven track record. So that's really good. And so we love the fact that whether you want to lease or purchase your cargo van through national funding, they'll take care of you, not a problem. Now, they will limit you at $150,000. Okay, you have financing of up to 100% of business equipment costs, so that's kind of cool. You have no upfront fees or a down payment required, and you have the ability to use Section 179 tax deduction. So that's kind of cool in terms of streamlining your cash inflows while also abiding by your fiscal responsibilities. So we love that a lot. And one thing we love about this player, national funding, is that you have the ability to pre-qualify for your cargo van business loan. In other words, you can actually go through a soft pull process, whereas your FICO score is preserved. Okay, and you also have something that they call worry-free lending. In other words, no collateral requirements plus simple automatic payments. So you are able to get things done a lot faster through this lender. And national funding, actually, what we love is that during COVID, in the last 3 to 4 years, this lender was there to kind of help borrowers that were having some financial, like some temporary cash crunches. So that's what we love a lot in terms of national funding, because they are there to help their customers, and that's really fantastic. Now, one thing I want to say about national funding is that they actually cover the whole United States, so all the 50 states, including Alaska and Hawaii. So that's kind of cool, because a lot of cargo van business loan providers, they do not actually cover the quote unquote offshore states. Like offshore states and territories. They only cover the continental 48 states, but national funding actually covers everybody. I mean, they cover everybody, so that's kind of cool. You have the possibility to be approved real fast. And so if for any reason you do not want to get a loan, or you cannot get a loan, a cargo van business loan through national funding, you can maybe apply for a cargo van business leasing. In other words, leasing arrangement. So they also offer lease solutions. So this could be a possibility for you if for any reason you want to actually apply rather for a lease as opposed to a cargo van business loan. So as a recap into this conversation, I spoke to you about cargo van business loans. I give you the review and I give you the recap. So in terms of a review, you have Balboa, Bank of America, KAG, U.S. Bank, Commercial Fleet Financing, Fleet Capital Business Finance, and National Funding. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.